If you've upgraded your headlights or any other lighting on the front end and you want to complete the look with a set of fog lights, these Raxium Axial Series LED fog lights will be a great option for your 2020 or newer JT Gladiator. Now these will complete that LED look for the front end of your JT if you're looking to switch to a full LED setup and want a stealthy and stylish set to do so. Now this kit will also be great if you've damaged one of your fog lights, whether you've been out on the trail or kick up from the street and you want an affordable replacement while getting some better lighting performance if you're currently struggling with clarity at night. Now, as you can see, these are going to feature a black inner housing that's going to darken the appearance of the fog light that really make the lighting pop when they're on. Now, speaking of that lighting, these are going to have 3 projector bars on the inside with high intensity LEDs, which will form a consistent and a very bright beam pattern compared to the factory halogen bulbs, while also having a cleaner or a cooler color temperature that's going to match with any other LEDs. Now, you can also trust that these will last with a 50,000 hour lifespan and have some peace of mind that these will be DOT and SAE approved. Getting into the construction, these will have a die-cast aluminum housing for good durability and good heat dispersion, as well as an ABS plastic bracket on the back of the housing here that will be compatible with the 4-hole bolt pattern or the 3, depending on if you have the LED package or the halogen package. Now these will also have a polycarbonate lens on the front that's going to offer full transparency while also being tough enough to handle any kick up on or off-road. These will also be completely plug and play and offer a simple install with no additional wiring required. When it comes to price, these are going to be very affordable for a set of lights at roughly $85. Now, when comparing these to other options available on the site, I think the big takeaway with this set is the simplicity, yet the really good function that you're getting in the design, while also being one of the most affordable options on the page. Now, others may come with additional features. However, again, this is going to offer that simplicity if you're looking to get the job done and want a well-built set in order to do it. Installing these will be a straightforward 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about 2 hours to get the job done with some pretty basic hand tools. Now, at this point, we can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown of the install step by step. So it's going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into it.
The tools you're going to need for this install include an impact, electric or regular 3/8 ratchet, a clip removal tool, an 18, 16, 13, 8, and 7mm socket, a T20 Torx, a swivel head, a 3/8 extension, and a 1/4 inch extension. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing fog lights on our Gladiator, but before you get started, you're going to watch a short clip on how to uninstall your bumper, and I'll meet you back here to put on our new fog lights and get our bumper back together.
So our first step to uninstalling our factory bumper is to remove our splash guard. It's held in by 8 push clips and 2 8mm bolts. So we'll grab an 8mm socket for our bolts and a clip remover tool for our clips. So our first step is to remove these 2 8mm bolts. And now we can remove our push clips. Now coming back up top, right in between our bumper and our grille, we have 2 more push clips that we have to remove. So once again, I'll grab that clip remover tool and pop these out. Next, we can come behind the bumper on the passenger side. We have to disconnect our connector for our fog lights. So we'll press in back here and disconnect our harness. So now staying on the passenger side, right by where we disconnected our fog light harness, we can remove this 16mm bolt as well as these 2 18mm nuts. Now for the top nut, we're going to leave that threaded on a few threads just to hold everything in place while we work on the other side. So we'll take that 16mm socket to remove our first bolt. And then we'll grab our 18mm socket to remove our 2 nuts. And then once again up top, we're gonna leave it on a few threads just to hold everything in place. Now coming to the inside of our passenger frame rail, we have the same setup with a 16mm bolt and two 18mm nuts. So once again, we'll grab that 16mm socket for the bolt. And then we'll swap out to our 18mm socket for our nuts. And on the inside of our frame rail, we can fully remove both of our nuts since we have that one supporting the weight on the other side. And then we can slide our bracket out of the way. And once we're done with the passenger side, we can repeat those same steps on the driver's side. So now we can go ahead and remove our two nuts that we have left supporting the bumper and fully remove it.
So now that your bumper is off the vehicle, we're going to remove our factory fog lights. And the first step to doing so is removing these 6 clips up top with our clip removal tool. So now that your 6 clips are removed, we're going to remove these 6 bolts up here with our 7mm socket. Now you can repeat that process on the other side. Next, we're going to remove these 4 bolts using our 13mm socket. Then we can just pull up on the metal. So now that you've gained access to the fog lights, we can remove our connector by pressing down on this brown tab and pulling up. Move that out of the way. Then you can take your T20 torque socket and remove these 3 bolts. Then you just pull up on your fog light. So now we have our new fog light. We're going to install it the same way. Get our holes lined up, screw in our factory screws. And we can take our T20 socket and tighten these down. So now we can make our connection by our brown connector and our fog light. Push it in until you hear a click. Now you can repeat that process on the other side. So now that your new fog lights are installed, we can reinstall our metal bracket. The 4 holes on each side will line up with the 4 studs. Lift this into place, making sure that we don't pinch any wires. Now we can thread our 4 bolts in. And we can tighten that down with a 13mm socket. Now we can reinstall our plastic cover. And lift it up, line up your holes. Make sure the wiring's out of the way. You can hold your harness into this hook here. And we can get our bolts threaded in. Then we can take our bolts and thread them into the holes. Now we can tighten them up with a 7mm socket. Now you can repeat that same process on the other side. Now we can reinstall our push clips that go here, that holds in the plastic cover. Insert and push down. And now we're ready to install our bumper on the vehicle. So now to reinstall the bumper, all you gotta do is line these 4 studs on each side up with our mounting points on the frame rail. This might be a little tricky to see, but now we're gonna thread our nuts onto the studs. Then we can tighten them up with an 18mm socket, a swivel, and a short extension. Now you can repeat that process for the other side of this frame rail and for the other side. So now moving on to the passenger side, we can reconnect our fog light harness to our connector. You push it in until you hear a click. Then we can get our push clip and push it back into place. Now we can reinstall our plate. These 2 tabs will sit up in this hole up top on the frame. And get these lined up. Thread in our bolts. Then we can take our 16mm socket and tighten both these up. Now we can reinstall our plastic skid plate. These will go under these plastic tabs, lined up, and then we can take our large push clips, get them into place. Then through here, there's more push clips. And one more push clip on the side. And now we can thread in our 2 bolts that are in these holes. Then you can take your 8mm socket and tighten both these down. Now we can reinstall our smaller push clips into the 2 holes. So that's going to wrap up the install on our Raxium Axial Series LED fog lights for your 2020 and newer Jeep Gladiator JT. Thanks for watching, and for all things Gladiator, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.